Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's video, we are continuing with the projectile motion. Now, one more video only I'll be doing with this projectile motion because almost all the questions we discussed which is given in the DC Pandey sir's book. Okay, so the important formulas which we discussed here are time of flight T equals 2u sin theta divided by g. Capital R. In time of flight, we will be considering the total time of flight. If it is the time of flight and the maximum position, we will take just half of this value. Then next is a range, that is maximum horizontal. The horizontal distance is called a range. That a horizontal distance covered we can find out using the formula u square sin 2 theta divided by g. If we are finding out the maximum horizontal range, sin 2 theta will be equal to 1, that is 2 theta equals 90, theta equals 45 degree. Then h equals u square sin square theta by g. Maximum height attained, that will be u square sin square theta by g, and y equals x tan theta minus half g x square divided by u square cos square theta. That is next formula. This is the path of the projectile which resembles the parabolic motion. Okay, so this formula also you can by heart this formula. So you can, while giving the question of the path of the projectile, you can compare and find out the values of tan theta, u and all. You can find out the values by comparing the given equation. Okay, so we were doing the numericals with these formulas. So today also we are continuing with the same kind of questions. First one is, if the instantaneous velocity of a particle projected as shown figure is given by. So this is here in the figure, normal projectile motion it is given. It's like this, and this is the velocity v. If the instantaneous velocity of the particle as shown in figure is given as v equals ai plus b minus ctj, where a, b, c are positive constants, the range on the horizontal plane is. So range only we need to find out. Range, what is the formula? R equals u square sin 2 theta by g. In previous class also I told you about the splitting of this range values equation. We can divide it into its components, because here velocity only given as ai plus b minus ctj. This one I can write it as ai plus bj minus ctj. Okay, so v equals u plus at. This is the formula, right? So v equals, instead of u we can write ai plus bj. This one will be giving the value of u, and v equals u plus at. A is minus c, that is it's moving in the upward direction, right? So u square sin 2 theta by g, I can write it as 2 into u sin theta u cos theta. What is this u sin theta? U sin theta is the velocity which is along the y-axis, right? So 2 uy, this is ux by g. So what is uy here? Uy is b component, ux is a divided by g. This will be the range. So here in the question it is asked to find out the range on the horizontal plane. So 2ab divided by g. So 2ab divided by g, that is here it's instead of g we can substitute it as c. Therefore 2ab divided by minus c. Okay, so this is the answer for the finding out the range. Next question is, a ball is thrown from the ground to a wall 3 meter high at a distance of 6 meter and falls 18 meter from the wall. The angle of projection of the ball is. So we are throwing a ball from the ground to a wall 3 meter high at a distance of 6 meter and falls 18 meter from the wall. So we are throwing a ball. So it is at a distance of, at a height of 3 meter. Okay, and the distance is, it's given 6 meter. It's falling 18 meter away from the wall. But it is falling 18 meter from the wall. The angle of projection of the ball is. We need to find out the angle of projection. So here in this question we know it is a projectile motion. So first I am considering the path of the projectile. Y is equal to x tan theta minus half gx square divided by u square cos square theta. Okay, here our aim is to find out the value of theta. Here we know the distance range, the total distance covered, we know it is 24 meter. So substituting the value of y and x over here, see here y axis is 6 meter and x axis is 6 meter and y axis is 3 meter. Therefore 3 equals 6 tan theta minus half g into 6 square divided by u square cos square theta. So here we can substitute the value over here, that is 3, we can divide it by 3, that is 2 tan theta minus that is 36, 12 by 2 that is 6 g by u square cos square theta. 36 divided by 3, that is 12 by 2 that is 6 u square cos square theta, we are getting here. Now next is we know that value of range. Total range is 24. Range equals 24. That one we can equate it with u square sine 2 theta by g. Here we can substitute the value over here and we will be getting the value of g by u square. G by u square equals sine 2 theta divided by 24. So you can substitute over here, we will get 1 equals 2 tan theta minus 6 into g by u square is sine 2 theta, that is 2 sine theta cos theta divided by, next is 24 into u square cos square theta. Okay, cos theta will get, u square is not there because instead of g by u square only we substitute sine 2 theta divided by 24. So here we will be getting it as 1 by 2. Therefore, 2 tan theta minus 1 by 2 tan theta. 3 by 2 tan theta equals 1. So, tan theta equals, we will be getting it as tan theta equals 2 by 3, theta equals tan inverse 2 by 3. So this is a little bit more calculation is there. You should just know to compare these two. So when we are throwing a ball, the ball is not touching the wall and going to the other end. Okay, so this is, we can't say it will be the maximum height. So maximum height we don't know, that's why we are considering y-axis and x-axis over here. Y-axis is 3 meter, x-axis is 6 meter. So comparing it with the equation of the projectile, then we are getting the value. Next we considered about the range, that is horizontal distance. Horizontal distance we got it as 24. From there we found one value of g by u square. That g by u square value we substituted over here, and after that calculation part only 2 tan theta minus 1 by 2 tan theta you will be getting. That is the final answer as tan inverse 2 by 3. Okay, clear? Then next question, a horizontal range and maximum height attained by a projectile are r and h. If a constant horizontal acceleration a equals g by 4 is imparted to the projectile due to wind, then the horizontal range and maximum height will be. We should find out the horizontal range and maximum height. So in this question it's already given, horizontal range and maximum height are capital R and capital H. These are the horizontal range and maximum height. If a constant acceleration a equals g by 4 is imparted to the projectile due to wind, because of the wind a constant acceleration, an extra acceleration is imparted to the projectile g by 4. due to wind, then its horizontal range and maximum height will be. We need to find out if the wind is acting with this velocity, with this acceleration in the horizontal direction, what will be the horizontal range and maximum height. New range and new height we need to find out. Okay, it is acceleration is acting in the horizontal direction. Height means it is vertical direction. So will it be any change in the case of height? Height will remain same. Height will be h only. Now our aim is to find out the maximum horizontal range. Range means it's the horizontal distance. That is distance along the x-axis. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, so here we will be getting r is equal to ux into t. What is ux into t? Oh, that will be before getting the acceleration, the horizontal range will be ux into t. So instead of ux into t, we can substitute the old horizontal range plus half ax. Ax equals g by 4. What is t square? T is the total range. When it is completing the total range, it is covering with the total time of flight. So that is 4u square sine square theta divided by g. So g and g will get cancelled. 4 and 4 will get cancelled. We will be getting it as r plus u square sine square theta divided by 2. U square sine square, g square is there, so 1g will be remaining. So here u square 2g, u square sine square theta by 2g. What is this value? U square sine square theta g. That is, what is the value of u square sine square theta by 2g? That is height. So here we will be getting the new range as r plus h. Okay, u square sine square theta by 2g. Okay, so r is equal to new range will be equal to r plus h and the maximum height will be h. So the answer is r plus h and h. These are the range and height. So here you should consider that acceleration is acting horizontally. That is in the direction of wind only acceleration is acting. Okay, clear? So we are moving to the next question. A large number of bullets are fired in all directions with the same speed v. What is the maximum area on the ground on which these bullets spread? Okay, so bullets are fired, a large number of bullets are fired in all directions with this speed v. So maximum range that the bullet can spread. So we need to find out the area. In that area, the radius will be the maximum range it can occupy. So the radius of the whole area where bullet is falling. How can we find out that radius? Radius will be equal to the range of each bullet. Suppose I am firing from here, it is reaching to a particular distance. So in this distance, any point it can. Right? So when we are considering this range, this will be the range, maximum distance which can flow, which the bullet can go. And from here, if I am throwing to that side, the same distance it will be going the other side also. So in this will be the area which is covering. So the radius will be equal to the range, maximum range u square by g will be the maximum range. So here it is moving with the speed of v. So how can we find out range? Maximum range r max equals u square by g. So the area will be pi into u square by g. Here pi r square, that is u square by g the whole square. So the answer is pi u to the power 4 g to the power 2. Pi u to the power 4 g to the power 2 divided by g to the power 2. The answer is correct only. Pi v to the power 4 g to the power 2. Okay. So the next question is, a car is moving horizontally along a straight line with a constant speed of 30 meter per second. Car is moving horizontally in a straight line with a constant speed of 30 meter per second. A projectile is to be fired from the moving cart in such a way that it will return to the cart after that the cart has moved 80 meters. At what velocity must the projectile be fired? So here in the question, cart is moving horizontally in a straight line with a constant speed, 30 meter per second. A projectile is fired from the cart. So we should consider the relative velocity of the projectile with respect to the cart only we need to consider. Okay, so we'll return to the cart after the cart has moved 80 meters. So when we are throwing the projectile, after that it will be moving with the help of acceleration due to gravity. Right? So it is when the cart is moving and reaching 80 meter, the projectile is falling on the cart itself. What is the initial velocity? Initial velocity of the projectile we need to find out. So here first we need to consider for the cart. Cart is moving with a velocity of 30 meter per second and it is covering 80 meter. In that 80 meter, when it is covering 80 meter, during that time interval, the projectile will be falling on the ground. That is, maximum range will be happening 80 meter, and that 80 meters will be taking the time. What will be the time interval? Distance travelled divided by the cart divided by velocity. Okay, so we can find out the time when the projectile is falling on the cart. Then we can use the formula V equals U plus AT. Okay, so when it is when V equals 0, final velocity is equal to 0, U plus AT. U we can find out, acceleration we know it is acceleration due to gravity, time is given. Okay, this question, can you try to do this? So the answer you should get it as 40 by 3 meter per second. So children, you can try this question because first you should find out the time required for the projectile to fall on the ground, on the cart. So for that 80 meter is the distance covered by the cart and velocity of the cart is given. So you can find out distance traveled divided by velocity will give you the time. After that, using the formula V equals U plus AT, since the final velocity is becoming 0 by that time, you should consider V equals U plus AT, and initially the projectile is moving upward direction. So acceleration, don't forget to take it as minus 10. Okay, so these are the some of the questions which we discussed today, and I hope today's video is useful for you. And if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.